to Oshwegan Speedway here on G-Force TV. As tonight we present the Pinty's Knights of Thunder 360 Sprint Car Series along with the Action Sprint Tour presented by Pinty's and qualifying for tonight's Pinty's 100 for the NASCAR Pinty Series, who is wrapping up their practice session here right now in preparation for those qualifying heats a little bit later on. My name is Greg Kellnan. Joining me up in the tower, Adam Ross. Trackside tonight will be Clinton Jeffrey, as always. And Adam, the NASCAR Pinty Series wrapping up what will be their final practice before we see the first actual competition for these cars here tonight.
And no big surprise, Greg, what we saw was all of the fastest laps turned in about the first 5 minutes of that session. Marc-Antoine Cameron, Trayton Lapsevich, their fastest lap was lap 3 and lap 2 respectively. The only driver that really went out and laid down their fastest lap later on was DJ Kennington back in the 8th spot. His fastest lap was lap 11. Sam Fellows, same with him, lap 11. Larry Jackson was lap 16. Almost everyone else was their first 2 or 3 laps out there when there was still some grip in this Oshwegan clay.
So tonight on G-Force TV, we will bring you the qualifiers for the sprint cars, which will be B mains. They've already done time trials to lock in the top 16 for both of those feature events. So we'll run B mains for both the Action Sprint Tour and the Knights of Thunder. Then we'll see qualifying heats for the NASCAR Pinty Series, followed by the A mains for the Action Sprint Tour Knights of Thunder. Then our G-Force broadcast will end, and then you can see the Pinty's 100 for the NASCAR Pinty Series over on the TSN app or Flow Racing.
And I actually don't know if Flow Racing is carrying this whole evening. I'm actually not sure of that, if they're picking up the feed or not. But when the time comes, get on to Flow Racing or the TSN app and you'll be able to watch the Pinty's 100. We saw them get a little bit racier there, Greg, than we had last night in that session. They're really starting to push the limits just a little bit.
There was more what I'd consider, like you just said, racing, more pack racing, and they were being a little more aggressive, whereas last night you could almost tell most of the drivers were kind of feeling things out and finding the limits with their own cars, not worrying about those around them. Tonight it looked more like they were feeling more comfortable and really putting down some pressure on themselves, competing around others, because the next time they're on track, it's go time. It's for position.
Well, exactly. Everyone's going to qualify. There's 24 cars in attendance, so that takes a little bit of the pressure off, but they'll be able to go out there and perform. For those of you who want to know the answer to that trivia question, Stuart Friesen won the World of Outlaw event here in 2015. Clinton Jeffrey is trackside. Let's send it down to him.
Thanks, Adam. Thanks, Greg. Welcome back, everybody, to Oshwegan Speedway for our NASCAR Pinty's 100. We're down here with our Top Gun Award winners for tonight. Those are the 2 fastest drivers in our sprint car classes. First up, we'll talk to Darren Dryden, AST driver, crate sprint driver. Darren, you've been having a great season, 4 feature wins so far this year. A couple of bad luck nights, too. How do you keep it on the straight path tonight?
Yeah, honestly, we've got this tacky tracks figured out, and we're looking forward to see where it's going to go tonight. It's definitely looking like it's slicking up, and yeah, we're going to be starting 7th. We got some ways to make it up, and yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Right on, Darren. So you'll pick up the Ackland Insurance $100 deal for the Top Gun Award, top qualifier. That's a good way to start your night.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm looking forward to getting out there.
Right on. How about it for Darren Dryden, the 12 Double D? He'll go off tonight in his beautifully prepared car. Nick Sheridan, defending crate champ, in the 360s, trying to get it together, but you're doing pretty good, Nick. Fast time tonight. It's a pretty good start for the Sheridan family. Your brother's race in Pinty's. You're here in the 360s as a rookie. How's it been for Mom and Dad?
Oh, it's been a very busy couple days for Mom and Dad, but I know I'm super thrilled to be up here with the Ackland Top Gun Award. Thanks to them for sponsoring that, and super pumped to get out here. I'm happy we had a good time. I think a lot of people were expecting to be a lot slicker in that qualifying, but we adjusted for the tacky, and luckily it paid off for us.
Now, Nick, as a 17-year-old, you've been flying across the country as a Pinty's crew member. How do you split your duties tonight between your sprint car and your NASCAR team?
I'll tell you in a couple hours. I'm not 100% sure yet, but it's been pretty busy between running back and forth between Jake and me, and so happy to see him getting his Pinty's debut. It's awesome for him, and same for us. We had a great run last night, kind of to start back, and came all the way up to 6th from the back, so that was awesome, but we'll see if we can keep that speed and start up front and get right to the front.
All right, good luck, Nick Sheridan, tonight.
Thank you.
We'll get ready to go with our smoke dancers like we do here at all our events at Osh Weekend, and we're going to have a bit of fun lining the drivers up tonight. We'll line up the Pinty's cars Le Mans style here on the front straightaway. But like we do at all our big events here at Osh Weekend, how about a hand for the Six Nations smoke dancers? How about for the Six Nations smoke dancers, ladies and gentlemen? All right, well, fans, are you ready to go racing? Let me hear you make some noise. We're ready to bring out the crate sprints to get it on. Let's hear you. Are you ready to go racing? Right on. Adam and Greg, are you guys ready? It's time to go. This has been a night we've been prepping for 2 years now, and plus some more. Super excited to have the NASCAR Pinty series here, and they look darn good. The cloud cover came in, guys, and helped the track crew. It's going to be awesome here tonight. Classic Osh Weekend Clay. We're ready to get it on. You guys ready?
We're ready to go, and we're going to start things off with B Main. Something a little different tonight, Adam, and the Action Sprint Tour presented by Pinty's will be the first cars on track here tonight. And there's not a whole lot of spots to get into tonight's A Main either. A lot of cars trying to get in, but not many to make it in.
There'll be a lot of long faces after this one. 22 cars are scheduled to start. 8 cars get in. We locked in 16 cars from timed hot laps. We're going to lock in 8 more. That means, what's 22 minus 8, Greg? Real quick. 14 drivers going to go home disappointed.
I'll take your word on that. I've been counting money all afternoon, and my brain is done with numbers. Either people got some really good deals down in the store today, or they overpaid.
And I'm going to do this now so I don't forget. You didn't let anyone overpay. You're honest as the day is long. You're not that nutritious. Like you don't have a great focus on what but you're honest as the day is long. Tracy Lynn sent me a message and asked me to please send out the message to Tyler Rand. She's always at the races to watch Tyler Rand and support him, and she couldn't be there. She's not feeling well today. So she said, please make sure Tyler Rand knows that she's supporting his efforts and watching everything that goes on tonight. So Tracy Lynn, your message has been delivered. Tyler will be in the next race on the racetrack, and I'll let you give that lineup, Greg. I'll give this crate sprint car lineup. How's that work?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, we'll do it that way. Great sprints, 22 cars will take the green flag. Starting on the pole in the MK8 out of Oshweek, it's Matt Hill. Alongside him from Rockwood, the 94 is Ryan Fraser. Why are these two always together? Starting in third, the other Hill. From Oshweek, the 99 is Joshua Hill. On the outside of him in row number 2 in the 5C out of Waterdown, it's Connor Mahoney. Starting 5th from Woodstock, the 29W is Tyler Ward, and starting 6th from Font Hill, the 08 is Stephen Beckett. Starting 7th from Thamesford, the 7 is Eric Gledhill. Starting 8th from Brantford, the 88 is Lance Erskine. Starting 9th from Listowel, the 97 is Sheldon Bender. And starting 10th from Brighton, the 39 is Jonah Mutton. And 11th, the 77E from Oshweek, it's Ashton Van Every. And 12th from Georgetown, the 2M is Steve Murdoch. 13th from Oshweek, the 9C is Brian Nanakoke. 14th from Mossley, the 3S is Austin Rose. 15th from Oshweek, a fresh new daddy. Driving the number 28, it's Jordan Hill. Alongside him from Hagersville, the 14T is Noel Teal. Starting 17th from Six Nations, the number 20, it's the Iceman, Johnny Miller. Starting 18th from Kitchener, the 2 is Travis Hofstetter. Starting 19th from Port Colborne, the 16R is Seth Roy. And starting 20th from Ridgeway, the 85C is Cam McKinnon. In our final row, the 11th and final row, from Ancaster, the 16X is Keegan Baker. And to his outside, from Brantford, the 69K is Ken Hamilton. That's how they're scheduled to line up for this B main. So Jordan Hill and Haley Hill. Jordan sent a picture from the hospital last night. Said we couldn't be here. The baby decided to arrive. Baby girl, born on August 14th. She is here at the races with mom tonight and with Jordan. 2 days old at the racetrack.
Hey, start him young.
That's how I was. That's how I was brought up.
Absolutely. What better place to be? And look at these shots from the drone as we get ready. The last chance qualifier, 22 cars, 8 will make it in. White flag comes out from Dave Hunsinger as they cruise behind the Strickland Pace truck. This is going to be wild.
You won't see a lot of B mains that look like this, folks. 22 cars strong, only 8 of them make it in. And I'm looking back at cars outside of the top 8 that have a lot of speed. Johnny Miller almost won his qualifying heat last night. A ton of speed in that bright orange number 20 machine. Who's it gonna be? Matt Hill on the pole, Ryan Fraser alongside. They're gonna take the green flag out of turn number 4.
Here we go. Action Sprint Tour presented by Pinty's underway. Qualifying's already taken place again. This is the B main. Last chance to get into the A main tonight. 8 cars coming out of this one, and it's Matt Hill out in front, but Sheldon Bender's got the left front bent over on that car.
Yeah, the front end is collapsed on the 97 of Sheldon Bender. Everybody does a nice job.
I didn't see what caused that, but definitely some front end damage for Sheldon Bender, who has really improved week after week.
Yeah, it's been a drastic improvement.
Yeah.
It's been a quick climb. Clinton Jeffrey is on the scene.
Here's a look at the replay.
Oh, from the drone, right in the center of your screen. Who was that contact with?
Murdoch.
Okay.
Steve Murdoch and Sheldon Bender, their paths crossed and broke the front. Clint?
Yeah, guys, we got some radius rod damage down here. The front axle looks to be in fairly good shape still. They should be able to fix that. These radius rods are bent up, and this torsion bar is supposed to be on top here of the front axle. Obviously, they've lost a right front shock as well, and the Bender team will get to work. They should have the parts to get this one fixed, guys, or should be able to bore them without too much of an issue.
Well, this is his last opportunity of the night, Clinton, so unless they can do it during their 2 minutes of...
Yeah, good point. They're done.
Yeah, tough.
They're not going to make it.
Tonight's program is so very different. Normally we run qualifying heats. They go with passing points, but they always get a chance. So Steve Murdoch coming down the banking. And then just a little adjustment off the turn. They were almost 4 or 5 wide coming off of turn number 2. And clipped the front end of the Bender 97.
Caution may go sideways without warning. I like that sticker.
Oh, Pinty's and Burger Barn both on the race, like in the same shot. A little bit of heaven.
I've had both in the last 24 hours.
We're going to have to tell Chris from NASCAR, this is not the official end of it. Like, we don't like that much responsibility in our end of the tower, Chris. Where it makes us nervous. That wall wasn't always there. And by request, we had them built. We had us separated. So you just have to be a little bit of a race fan, a little bit rambunctious when you're on this end of the building. But, all right. Good to see the gang from NASCAR. Chris Wright is up from down south. The great Dave Bradley walking up through the grandstands. What a handsome fella. The gang is all here. Oh.
All right, so field getting stacked back up and ready to go. with 1 lap completed in this B main. 12 laps the distance for the Action Sprint Tour presented by Pinty's.
Single file restart in this one. We talked about the cone. If you're new to dirt racing or new to sprint car racing, you have to pass outside of the cone on a restart. Single file, you can't pass before the cone. You have to go outside the cone. You can't hit the cone, or bad things happen to you.
You'll be flogged.
When somebody does hit the cone, it's kind of a fun process because they got to shut things down. And who hit the cone?
Here we go, back to the green flag, 1 on the board, 11 to go. Matt Hill out in front. Here comes Ryan Fraser. He'll scoot by into the lead down the backstretch.
Wow, Fraser with a great turn 1 and 2. And how about Connor Mahoney running in the 3rd spot? All these drivers comfortably in a transfer spot. We got to go back to Jonah Mutton, who's battling with Steve Murdoch.
And don't forget that number 7 car. He is competing for Friday night points as well here tonight. He went into last night 2nd in points. The point leader, Lucas Smith, had problems. He's right here just making sure he gets into the A main. He's doing a good job of it, running 3rd right now.
So some important races to watch that Ryan Fraser wants nothing to do with. Fraser out in front, pulling away from Connor Mahoney. Matt Hill in some kind of trouble. He was up there in the lead before the yellow. He's dropped back a great deal.
Back in the 6th spot. That final transfer spot just changed hands as Austin Rose down to the inside of Stephen Murdoch as they work it off of corner number 4. Murdoch back on the outside. Here he comes.
Jonah Mutton right there as well. 3 cars battling for 1 transfer position. Murdoch with the spot. Jonah Mutton goes through on the inside. They'll try to close in on Matt Hill and Joshua Hill in the 99. Try to knock them out at tonight's A main.
Just past the halfway point. This time by 7 down for Ryan Fraser out in front over Eric Gledhill. Then it's Connor Mahoney, Stephen Beckett, Lance Erskine back there in the 5th spot. Here comes Josh Hill, Stephen Murdoch, Jonah Mutton all battling in there to get into the A main.
Murdoch running about halfway up that racetrack, but Jonah Mutton gets a great run off of turn number 2, gaps the 2 of Murdoch a little bit on the back straightaway, but Murdoch cuts through 3 and 4 faster than Mutton.
Good battle right now. It's Matt Hill who started up in that front row. He's on the outside looking in, and now Austin Rose will shoot by him. So Rose is the driver right now that's sitting on the outside looking to get past Stephen Murdoch, and he's right there on his tail tank.
A lot of battles deeper in the field as Ryan Fraser in the 2nd spot. What's going on with Ryan Fraser in the 94? Gledhill way out in front, but Fraser's dropping back.
Yeah, he slipped back, and now Connor Mahoney's right there behind him, and here comes Stephen Beckett. He'll get by Mahoney into the 3rd spot, looking for 2nd down in corner number 3 as the white flag comes out for Eric Gledhill.
White flag flies for Gledhill one more time around. He's got a substantial lead, but he's in heavy traffic working down the back straightaway. Goes to the inside of Hofstetter in turn number 3. Remember, the top 8 cars transfer, Greg.
So it's Eric Gledhill going to the A main with Ryan Fraser. Stephen Beckett will be 3rd. Connor Mahoney 4th. Lance Erskine 5th. 6th is Joshua Hill. 7th Jonah Mutton, and 8th will be Stephen Murdoch, and that will complete the cars going to the A main. So Austin Rose, Matt Hill, Noel Teal, Johnny Miller, Ashton Van Every, Jordan Hill, Seth Roy, Cam McKinnon, Tyler Ward, Brian Anico, Keegan Baker, and of course Sheldon Bender will not transfer. So again, for those here in attendance tonight, Eric Gledhill in the 7 wins, Ryan Fraser 2nd, then it's Stephen Beckett 3rd in the 08, Connor Mahoney in the 5C 4th, Lance Erskine 5th in the 88, 6th goes to Joshua Hill in the 99, Jonah Mutton in the 39 finishes 7th, and the final transfer car was that 2M of Steve Murdoch in 8th. Austin Rose from the 3S back. All are done for the evening. So we'll do that all over again, but this time it will be for the Pinty's Knights of Thunder 360 Sprint Car Series. You see the buzzing to life over there on the warm-up track, over the micro sprint track where they compete on Thursday nights. And there's 15 cars there as well. 8 spots on the line, 12 laps the distance for the Pinty's Knights of Thunder 360 Sprint Car Series. Starting lineup for this B main, and this guy was on the pad last night from Sprakers, New York. In the 52 is Stuart Friesen. Alongside him from St. Pete, Quebec. In the 3G, it's Dale Goslin. Starting in third from Hamilton, the 01K, that's Mikey Crutchkin. Alongside him, Bailey Hurd out of Niagara Falls in the 70 machine. Starting in fifth from Fenwick, that's the 14H, the Red Rocket, Jim Hoopinen. And alongside him, it's Tyler Rand from Picton in the 84. He'll go from sixth. Going seventh out of Oshweka in the 68 of Aaron Turkey, and his teammate to the outside, Holly Porter from Dorchester, the one will start in eighth. Going ninth out of Scotland, the 87X, that's Sean Evans in ninth. And going 10th from Grand Prairie, Alberta, the 24, that's Ben Siliker. Starting in 11th, no, he doesn't have a farm. It's Cole McDonald from Waterdown. I'm never going to get that out of my head. Thanks a lot, Adam.
You're
in
welcome.
The 0C, and Jamie Turner will flank his outside from Caister Center in the 11. Starting in 13, from St. Williams, the 21, John Burbridge Jr. Going 14th out of Benbrook, the 9 of Liam Martin, and DJ Christie out of Beachville in the 5 starts 15th. There's a couple of drivers with some winning pedigree. In fact, Jamie Turner as well has won in the 360 sprints. They're deep in this B main. They need to get to the top 8.
Look at the last 2 drivers in the row, Liam Martin and DJ Christie. Both of those are winning 360 sprint car drivers.
That's what I just said.
I thought you said Jamie Turner.
I threw Jamie Turner. See, how do you work with this, Dave?
I wasn't listening.
Dave and I are going to have a counseling session because we both have to work with you announcing races, and we can share some great stories later on. But nonetheless, we're going to go to the green flag. 8 cars into the A out of this race.
Mikey Crutchkin, the 01, having a look to the inside of Stuart Friesen. He'll launch into the lead off of turn number 2.
Here comes Hoopinen down to the inside of Friesen. Friesen rips the outside line. He'll take second back from Hoopinen. Good battle as Bailey Hurd shoots by Goslin on the outside.
Whoa, DJ Christie and Ben Siliker make contact into turn number 1. Siliker got the worst of that. That's my pet peeve when the announcer I work with doesn't listen and follows up with something that I don't know. Where was I? What was I doing? And to do that on a week when you're really grumpy. Grumpy Greg.
Grumpy Greg.
He looks over here. I'm going to hurt you. Did you get ice cream today?
No, I didn't have it yesterday either.
That explains it.
We're going to need an IV of ice cream here shortly. I'm having bad episodes. Withdrawal.
I think at some point when it's my time to go, if there's ever a monument made, like a tombstone, it should be in a swirl. Can
It
you
won't
do
be
that?
ice cream, buddy.
Oh, dear.
That brown emoji is not chocolate ice cream.
What?
Omaha.
All this. All this time, I thought it was an offer for dessert.
So you want a monument, not a statue?
A statue of me would look more like a. It would look, you know, it would look like soft serve ice cream.
I didn't know we could stack swirls that high.
Hey, who's that?
You know exactly who it is.
Oh dear. We've seen a bit of everything here this week. It's been fantastic.
It's been really good so far. So many great fans here. So many people enjoying what's going on. Absolute pleasure to bring these races together, Adam. And track, man, the cloud cover helped us big time tonight. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be a different racetrack than these drivers have faced last night or even in recent memory this season, because I thought 30 minutes of stock cars would really polish this track over, but it did not.
You know, I think it's almost like you use a weighted bat to practice batting practice, and then you take your normal bat. That's what those guys had. Really hard practice last night. It should be easier for them tonight. Let's see how we go. Getting ready to it.
1 on the board, 11 to go, 8 to transfer. Mikey Crutchkin gets on the loud pedal quickest, and he is down into corner 1. Brings Jim Hoopinen along for the ride.
Looking at DJ Christie's number 5. He's got some wing damage on that race car as Dale Gosling gets out of shape in turn number 2. That bottles things up at the back.
And that played into the favor of Liam Martin. He made a few good passes right there to thread the needle. Got his way out of that, marching towards a qualifying position here if he can hold on.
Tyler Rand to the inside of Aaron Turkey. That's a battle for the 4th spot. We've got a battle for the leads, too. Freezing around the outside of Mikey Krutchka.
He'll take that Kingpins Farm. Number 52 to the lead, but Krutchka fights back on the bottom of the Insta Insulation 01K.
A couple of drivers who have known each other a long, long time. Stu Friesen takes the lead and then takes Mikey Krutchka's line down the inside. Jim Hoopinen right there as well. 1, 2, 3 is straightaway ahead of Aaron Turkey in 4th.
Good battle going on right now between 7th and 8th. Bailey Hurd and Liam Martin. Dale Goslin trying to catch them as they're duking it out. Both are in transfer spots, but they don't know how close that next car is behind them, so they got to go.
And I'm watching DJ Christie in that number 5. I believe the damage to his wing really hurting that race car. So we're halfway through 6 laps down, 6 laps to go.
So it's Stuart Friesen, Mikey Krutchka right now, 1 and 2. Jim Hoopinen 3rd, 4th Aaron Turkey, 5th is Tyler Rand, 6th Holly Porter, 7th Liam Martin. Here's the pass for 8th. Dale Goslin down to the inside of Bailey Hurd. Hurd fights back out on the outside.
That's the battle to watch for sure. Goslin and Hurd duking it out. 5 more laps for these drivers. In fact, Goslin makes the pass and he sets his sights on Liam Martin out ahead.
8 on the board. 4 to go here in this last chance qualifier for the Pinty's Knights of Thunder 360 Sprint Car Series. Stuart Friesen works it through 3 and 4. This time by, it'll be 9 on the board and 3 to go.
Stewart's open a little bit of breathing room. Whoa, Ben Siliker, hang on to it. He does not. Into the bales he goes in turn number 2. Turn 2 has been the challenging spot on this racetrack all season long. And in fact, to be more specific, it's from the midway point of 1 and 2 to the exit of turn 2. And it just doesn't look like drivers can get any grip. And it doesn't look like they can predict what the track is going to do, Greg.
You know, guys, in 25 years of us having the Speedway here, I've never seen more guys struggle, as you said, Adam, on the outside of 2. Nothing has changed with the elevation or the banking. I think the new wall is throwing them off. You know, we used to have an orange and white block wall all the way down the back straightaway. This new concrete, since we brought in the continuous wall, it seems like it's given these guys fits, and we've seen more and more of them smack the outside wall here in turn number 2. The car looks all right, though, Adam. I got to say, I don't see any damage on this car. I'm going to actually back up because they may be able to just push him right off, which would be kind of shocking when you think of it.
Well, the way he hit dissipated a lot of energy. Let's have a look from our drone shot high overhead. That's as well as you can hit the wall, sort of straight sideways, a little more energy on the back end of the car than the front end, and it does look all right. I don't know if I would have the nerve to restart this race and get on the loud pedal without the crew having a look, but looks like Ben Siliker going to refire that number 24.
And for the fans that go over pit side at the end of the night, take a walk over by corner 2 and look at corner 2 going down the back stretch. Now, I've seen the front stretch going into 4, and it looks a lot less intimidating. That second corner, ever since they've redone it, I don't know what it is, but right past that last bale where the concrete starts, it looks like there's a gully. Now, I know there's not, but it looks like there's a drop-off area, and that's usually where Liam Martin likes to launch off of, is that extra spot where it hasn't been packed. He likes to run right as close as he can right out there.
Yep, and we just saw Spencer playing with the telestrator, and it's not fair. I demand I had my solution last night, and I hope I can't be trusted, allegedly, with the telestrator because everyone is worried I might do inappropriate things with it.
We're not worried. We just know you would do inappropriate things with it.
So I thought my compromise was quite fair, though, didn't you?
I don't remember what it was. That was a long time ago yesterday.
I want an Etch-a-Sketch.
Oh, an Etch-a-Sketch. Yes, we can get you one of those.
So you can do whatever you want, and I'm going to play with my Etch-a-Sketch beside you.
I was going to get you a dry erase marker and just write on the screen here, and you can pretend.
I do a lot of pretending.
Pretending you enjoy this? Exactly. All right, white flag being displayed. There's 3 laps left to settle it. Top 8 to the big dance, and right now, Bailey Hurd, Sean Evans, Jamie Turner, DJ Christie, they're all on the outside looking in, along with John Burbridge Jr. and Cole McDonald. Oh, we'll stand to the caution flag.
They're waiting for you to finish your line.
I was going to jump in and finish it. We
Poor
better talk
Cole.
to Cole, make sure he's all right with that.
He's going to change his name on the entry blank.
Yeah, to
So will
old.
Scott Hall.
Instead of Cole, just be old. Old McDonald's.
Hey, where's Scott Hall this week?
Hey.
Hey, yo.
There you go.
Is it 10:30 already?
Clint, I met a racing fan in the pits. Came up to me to say what a big wrestling fan he is. We had a great chat. I may go down to Hamilton and catch some wrestling with him.
All right, we'll try this again with 3 laps left to go. Friesen and Krutchka bring it back to the green flag, and Friesen launches off in that Kingpin's Farm 52. Here comes Krutchka back at the bottom.
Yeah, and that was an idea by Krutchka that sort of failed him there because he almost got hit by Jim Hoopinen, and that really hurt Hoopinen. He lost himself a couple of spots.
Dale Goslin did not get a good restart. He was in a transfer position, and now he's back in 12th. He went from that 8th spot back to 12th in that 1 lap.
Sean Evans moving in the right direction in the 87X. 1 more lap to go. Remember, the top 8 transfer out in front. It is all Stuart Friesen.
Right now, Bailey Hurd in the 70 holds down the final transfer spot. Here comes Evans and Goslin. Bailey gets by Hoopinen as the checker flag comes out. Friesen gets the win over Krutchka, Turkey, Rand, Porter, Martin, Hoopinen, and Hurd. So John Burbridge Jr., Goslin, Evans, DJ, Christie, Cole McDonald, and Jamie Turner will be done for the night. How about that for John Burbridge Jr.? 1 spot short, but you look at some of the drivers behind him. A great job by John Burbridge Jr. finishing in that 9th spot, but to everyone in front of him, Bailey Hurd on up, go to the A-main.
Clinton Jeffrey, did your brother just drive across the nose of Stuart Friesen?
I missed it. I don't think so. I mean, I think they were roommates last night in the trailer, so I don't think there's any beefs there.
They're buddies. He just kind of buzzed the nose of Friesen. I don't know if he was just goofing or if...
I'm sure it's just playing around.
I admire his chutzpah.
Well, fans, are you ready to see the NASCAR Pinty Series on Dirt? The first bit of real competition is about to take the speedway.
Qualifying heats, 10 laps, the distance for each.
They will set the lineup for tonight's 100-lap Pinty's 100. The winner of this qualifying heat will start first. Second place in this qualifying heat will start 4th, and so on back.
Once again, thanks for tuning in on G-Force TV, and thanks for everyone that's come out here tonight in person at Ohsweken Speedway. Fantastic crowd once again, and if this is your first time here to Ohsweken Speedway, welcome. We are so thankful to have you here this afternoon for what will be a historical night here with the NASCAR Pinty Series, their first ever race on a dirt track, and we're glad that we could do it right here at Ohsweken Speedway.
You know, I was going to say I didn't yet have the starting grid, but Clinton Jeffrey, he has a report for us.
Now, I just want to mention Fast Eddie, our new partners here on G-Force, have made us look great this year. We appreciate everything they've done for us. We've got great uniforms, whether it's your hoodies, jackets, hats, shirts, crew shirts, they've got it all, even team t-shirts. Check out Fast Eddie Speedwear for all your crew needs. They've made us look good. They can make your team look great as well.
Well, here's how they're going to line up for qualifying heat number 1. On the pole out of St. Leonard d'Aston, Quebec, the GM Paillet Chevrolet Canada number 96, it's Marc-Antoine Camerand. On the outside of the front row from Halton Hills, the New Tech Wood Dodge number 59, it's Gary Clute. Starting third in the number 8 from St. Joseph de Beauce, Quebec, the RJ Investments 7 Cents Mona, sponsored number 8. It's Raphael Lessard. He just picked up this ride this week. Behind the wheel of the number 64 from Mount Bridges, Ontario, the Leland Industries IHL Group Chevrolet. It's Jake Sheridan behind the wheel of the 64. In the 47 out of 20 for Quebec, the WeatherTech Belle-Mare Dodge. Number 47, it's LP Dumoulin. From Lachenay, Quebec, the Viagra, St. Hubert, Quick NTN Chevrolet number 18, it's Alex Tagliani. Out of Oakville, Ontario, behind the wheel of the number 84, O'Neill Electric Dodge, it's Larry Jackson. And rounding out the field from Kahnawake, Quebec, the K-Fiber Optic Chevrolet number 66 to Wallace Stacy. Big welcome to our friends from O'Neill Electric. We understand a number of people here in attendance. I believe they're opening a location in nearby Cambridge, Ontario. That's where I live, Greg. But you'll never know the address.
Good for you. I've been to your house.
Yeah. Oh, there goes that.
I can't remember where it is. Don't worry.
For the first time on dirt, Marc-Antoine Cameron choosing the outside of row number 1 for his pole position. Here they come, race fans, to the first competitive green flag on dirt for the NASCAR Pinty Series.
Off they go into corner number 1 with Marc-Antoine Cameron out in front. Clute there giving tow. They're already 3 wide down the backstretch.
Alex Tagliani thinking of moving up the middle in that number 18 while Rafael Lessard works the bottom of the racetrack and front end pushes up on that 8 machine. He'll have to reel it in. Out in front, Marc-Antoine Cameron going to lead lap number 1.
Off they go through 1 and 2 another time. Clute drifts up in corner 2 and down to the bottom. Here comes Jake Sheridan. Good run now for Tagliani as Stacy goes around in corner 2.
Wallace Stacy loops it around backwards, gets the car pointed in the right direction. We stay under green.
Cameron leads over Clute, then it's side by side with Sheridan and Tagliani as they go through corner number 1.
Jake should remember every spot you gain in this qualifying heat is 3 spots further forward. You'll start in the feature event, so they're going to race these things hard. And look at that, these drivers flirting with the outside rim of the racetrack. You get off the banking, you're in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, there's no cushion up there for them tonight to be caught by, so they'll learn that quickly. But Cameron's been quick here in practice, and now Stacy goes back around in corner 4, and that may cause a caution as the leaders are about to hit there. Well, no. We're going to stay going.
That's a bold move, Cotton. Wallace Stacy gets that car righted.
Tagliani showing some speed here in this qualifying heat. He's charging up now on Clute, up in corner number 3.
Halfway through, 5 laps down, 5 laps to go as Cameron extends his lead. Gary Clute's got some company. Alex Tagliani, he's been aggressive out here. He's gained a lot of starting spots for tonight's Pinty's 100 by being aggressive. Rubs up against the backstretch wall.
Behind that, we've got Lessard and Larry Jackson going at it. 2 different lines right now. Lessard's got the advantage on the outside.
Larry Jackson doing a nice job, though, in that O'Neill Electric 84. He's made some gains. He's up there with Lessard. You know he doesn't want any work to do between now and the feature event, but if he can pick off a car, he was one of the only drivers using a different line out there running the bottom. Now he's going to get up to the top of the racetrack where most of the others are already running.
Jake Sheridan trying something a little bit different down in 3 and 4, cutting it down low off the corner and seeing if he can find some speed in that 64 machine. As they work down the backstretch, he's got a good run catching Tagliani.
I think it's building him a rhythm. Tagliani goes to the inside, and that might have been a mistake. Jake Sheridan working the high groove. Let's see, does Tagliani leave him a lane? Not so much.
Off they go into corner number 1. Sheridan right out there in that extreme high line. Now he'll tuck in behind. Is there room against the wall? Doesn't look like there will be. He'll dive down to the inside in corner 3.
Sheridan sliding up the racetrack towards the 18 of Tagliani. They avoid contact. White flag in the air once more around.
Whoa! Around goes Lessard in corner 4, as does Stacy.
Larry Jackson down the bottom of the racetrack. So we got a couple of cars stopped up there in turn number 4. I believe they'll be gone before the checkered flag comes out. Marc-Antoine Cameron going to take the checkered flag. Second place to Gary Clute. Third to Tagliani. Fourth to Jake Sheridan.
Larry Jackson finishing in 5th, and it's LP Dumoulin. And Lassard and Wallace Stacy here across the line. Stacy a lap down, though. So there you have it. The first ever competitive laps for the NASCAR Pinty Series on dirt just took place, and those drivers get to say they were the first ones to compete in it.
Marc-Antoine Cameron has just become a trivia answer, leading the first lap out there. Wow, I just got a rude picture from Dave Hunsinger. It was a Sunday from the ice cream truck.
Oh, and here he comes with it to flaunt it.
Heat race number 2 rolls onto the racetrack now. Starting on the pole out of Grimsby, the number 20 RGC Sports Quick FBM Chevrolet. It's Trayton Lapsevich. To his outside from Saint-Eustache, Quebec. Driving the Napa Auto Parts, Valvoline Lacroix Tuning Dodge, number 74, it's Kevin Lacroix. Starting third from St. Thomas, Ontario, the Castrol Edge Cathcart Trucking Dodge, number 17 is DJ Kennington. New look on that race car, a beautiful purple, red, and white, super clean look. Next in line, driving the number 1. Comes from St. Donat de Montcalm, Quebec, the Prolon Rousseau Ford, number 1, Jean-Philippe J.P. Bergeron. Starting 5th from Roxton Pond, Quebec. The GM Paillet Chevrolet Canada, number 27, it's Andrew Ranger. Starting 6th, he was fastest last night in the practice session, taking home $1,500. The Nitro 54 variety, Buck Down Boys TV Dodge from Oshweek, the number 99 is Aaron Turkey. Next in line, he lives in turn number 2, right here in Oshweek, the GSR Oshweek Speedway Chevrolet, number 0, the Oshweek Flyer, Glenn Stiers. And rounding out the field, making his debut with the series out of Gravenhurst, the Muskoka Mod Center, Muskoka Aircraft Refinishing Chevrolet, number 38, it's Michael Gowdy.
Green flag goes up in the air, and it's Lapsevich and Lacroix down into corner number 1. Look at that pack as they race off of corner number 2.
Kevin Lacroix took the lead on the green at that race. He is not allowed to do that. The leader has to cross the line first. Because Kevin Lacroix crossed the line first, he has to give it back that lap, and he did not. That could put Kevin Lacroix all the way to the back. Stop and go penalty has been issued to the 74 of Kevin Lacroix.
So Bergeron right now holds down the top spot. He's got Lapsevich down to his inside. Kennington in tow right behind as they work by to complete lap number 2.
Trayton Lapsevich down low, JP Bergeron up high, and Kevin Lacroix. I wasn't sure if he was going to heed that black flag, but his heat race effectively over. How about Michael Gowdy? He's passed a couple of cars here in the early going, up there in the 6th spot.
Off of corner 4 they come with Bergeron, your leader. Here's Kennington to the outside of Lapsevich now. He'll take over the 2nd spot. And that super clean Dodge, and the leader spins.
JP Bergeron with the lead in this one. Goes around in turn number 2, keeps the car running. We remain under green.
So that sets up this battle for the lead. DJ Kennington holding it right now, but Lapsevich trying something on the bottom. The 20 and the 17, door to door down the backstretch.
Trayton Lapsevich so smooth on the throttle down there on the inside. DJ Kennington, the super clean 17. He'll maintain the lead as they take the halfway mark, 5 laps down.
That guy right behind them, Andrew Ranger, was very quick. He's fastest in practice, the first practice last night. He was up there 3rd quick in the second practice. So we'll see what that 27 car has. Can he catch the top two before this is over?
Well, how about Michael Gowdy in that 38 machine? I mean, welcome to the NASCAR Pinty Series. Hasn't shown a ton of speed this week, but he's out there battling with Aaron Turkey in the 99.
So it's Kennington, Lapsovich, and Ranger down the backstretch. Pretty equal distance between those three cars, and Gowdy's closing the gap on Ranger.
He certainly is, but Aaron Turkey is right there with him. Turkey working the bottom of the racetrack. They've got quite a gap back to Kevin Lacroix, who I believe may have served his stop-and-go penalty up on the outside of turns 1 and 2, not having to go all the way to the pits, just having to come to a complete stop.
So 8 laps will go on the board this time by. 2 laps left to go for DJ Kennington in that super clean Dodge. Trayton Lapsovich second, Andrew Ranger third, Michael Gowdy right now in that 4th spot. Aaron Turkey completing the top 5.
As I watch the way these drivers are racing, Greg, everybody is using that outside groove. You know what that means? The outside groove is going to disappear.
Yeah, very quickly. With 1 lap left to go, especially once we get in the later stages of 100 laps, there'll be nothing for them up there.
Last lap in this qualifying heat, DJ Kennington, who was not in love with this kind of racing. They were down there working on the car today. They like the venue, they like the event, but they're not sure how they feel about being here. Kennington going to take the win. Trayton Lapsovich second, Andrew Ranger, Mike Gowdy, Aaron Turkey, Kevin Lacroix, and then it's Glenn Stiers and JP Bergeron. Well, how about that? DJ Kennington will be our outside pole sitter, who will likely wind up starting on the inside of the front row, because I have a feeling Cameron will want that outside starting spot.
One more qualifier to come for the NASCAR Pinty Series. Great crowd on hand here tonight, Adam.
Oh, phenomenal crowd, and this one's going to be an entertaining show. On the pole, race fans, out of Fenton, Missouri, the Canusa APC Miami Muscle Fast Eddie Chevrolet number 3, Ken Schrader. Starting second from Niagara-on-the-Lake, Ontario, the Mr. Transmission Chevrolet number 22, Stuart Friesen. Starting third from Hagersville, Ontario, the Transaxle Mobile One Transport Sales and Service Ford number 36, it's Dave Bailey. Starting fourth from Kahnawake, Quebec, the number 92 Bullies Truck Stop Chevrolet, it's Dexter Stacy. Starting fifth from Stayner, Ontario, the GMS Sheer Metal Products APC Chevrolet number 9, Brandon Watson. Starting sixth from Toronto, Ontario, the Curb Records AER Dark Horse Trailer Chevrolet number 98, Sam Fellows. Starting seventh from Peterborough, Ontario, the OK Tire Peterborough Driven for Communications Dodge number 71, Brian Cathcart. And rounding out the field, from Hamilton, Ontario, in the GSR Dodge, number 4, Trevor Monahan. A lot of work had to be done to that number 4 of Trevor Monahan. Larry Jackson had to take that car home last night, basically rebuild the rear end. But back they came today. Kenny Schrader is the pole sitter. He has to cross the start-finish line first on lap number 1. Green flag is out at our final NASCAR Pinty Series heat race of the night.
Schrader goes right out to the top here on the drop of the green flag. Look at Dave Bailey down to the inside of Friesen as the 3 race off down the backstretch for the first time.
Dave Bailey knows this racetrack like nobody else does. He's going to work to the outside of Stuart Friesen through 3 and 4. Side by side, they battle for second at the stripe. It's going to be Bailey by a nose.
Good close racing right behind Ken Schrader. And I think Ken kind of got lost in all of what's going on here this week. He can get it done in a stock car on dirt. He's got plenty of experience in that, not just with the UMP Modified, but in ARCA competition. And here he is out in front in that number 3.
Look at Brandon Watson in the number 9. He'll work to the outside of Stu Friesen as well. Sam Fellows hot on his heels out in front. It's still Ken Schrader, but Dave Bailey, our local driver.
Dexter Stacy around up in corner 2, but we'll stay under the green flag as they all bunch up through 3 and 4. Schrader, your leader. Bailey right there. Friesen and Watson, who was quick last night as well.
Friesen able to close that hole right behind the 36 of Dave Bailey. But then he drives right straight back to the bottom of the racetrack in 1 and 2. Gets a great launch off the second turn.
Dave Bailey slowed up there a little bit as Friesen stepped in front of him, and now here comes Brandon Watson to his inside to challenge for that 3rd position. He'll grab it away from Brewster Baker.
As we said, you get up over the ridge of the racetrack. It is treacherous, but look at Stuart Friesen coming up to challenge Kenny Schrader for the lead. Halfway through this time, 5 laps in, 5 laps to go.
Schrader will lead off the corner in the APC Canusa number 3, but here comes the Mr. Transmission 22 as Stuart Friesen challenging on that inside line. He gets a good run through 2, but Schrader will work it down the hill.
Stuart Friesen doing what you have to do on the bottom, and that is stay to the extreme inside of the racetrack. He'll come up to the outside in 3 and 4. Brandon Watson is closing the gap on these race leaders.
That he is in that car number 9 as he is tracking down Schrader and Friesen. 6 on the board, 4 to go. Schrader will continue with the advantage down the back stretch. Sam Fellows putting some pressure now on Dave Bailey for 4th.
To the winner of this heat race goes the 3rd starting spot in tonight's race. 2nd place gonna start 6th.
3 laps left to go for Fenton, Missouri's Kenny Schrader. Working that outside line. Friesen continues to work the inside down in 1 and 2. Tries a little bit of a different angle in 3 and 4. And here he comes with a good run around the outside.
And you can see what Friesen is doing. He's trying to get that car settled down into the turn so he can roll onto the throttle all the way through the corner. Watch him go into 3 and 4. He'll do all the slowing down in a straight line and then try to get back to the gas pedal.
Into corner 3 and 4 they come, this time by to the white flag for Ken Schrader over Stuart Friesen. Brandon Watson. Here comes Sam Fellows challenging Bailey.
Sam Fellows in that Curb Records AER number 98, looking racy out here this afternoon. Out in front though, Kenny Schrader's got one more set of corners to keep Stuart Friesen behind him.
Checkered flag coming out off of corner number 4. Ken Schrader will pick up the win over Stuart Friesen. Then it's Brandon Watson in the 3rd spot. 4th goes to Dave Bailey over Sam Fellows. Doug Cathcart in the 71. It'll be Dexter Stacy and Trevor Monahan completing the running order. So Kenny Schrader picks up the win in the APC Canusa, car number 3.
Couple of spins, but otherwise quality racing. You could really see these drivers didn't want to hurt the race cars. They've got 100 laps they've got to run fairly soon. Things will get kicked off in about 90 minutes time, so they want to make sure they've got enough race car to race when the money's on the line. Let's remind you race fans, $25,000 to the winner, the largest purse in the history of the NASCAR Pinty series. That's a lot of reasons for a driver to want to keep his nose clean, Greg.
Absolutely. They want to be there at the end, and you can't do that wrecking your car in the qualifying heats. And if it means you lose a qualifying spot or 2, hey, it's worth it because it's going to be a long race and lots of time to work your way to the front. So we're going to take a quick break. When we return here on G-Force TV, the Action Sprint Tour will go to their A main event.
Drive me crazy, crazy, crazy. Ain't nothing I can On the scene since 1949, Fast Eddie was born with a lead foot and a burning need for speed. His passion for speed and sport has been captured in this authentic collection of vintage-themed gear. Created for gearheads, riders, and racers, Fast Eddie truly encompasses the great Canadian racing culture we have from coast to coast. Drive hard, get dirty, and look good doing it. Fast Eddie Speedwear. Get geared up.
Early man discovered fire, but Quick Quick perfected fire. Quick Quick is the only fire starter that guarantees to start your campfire, wood stove, or fireplace without the need for kindling or paper. Find your nearest Quick Quick retailer at quickquick.com.
We are back live at Ohsweken Speedway on G-Force TV, getting ready for the Action Sprint Tour presented by Pinty's for their 25-lap main event here tonight. I'm Greg Kelman. With me, Adam Ross up here in the tower. Clinton Jeffrey is down trackside as we get ready for two big features, and it's a quick turnaround for these sprint car teams with no qualifying heats. They ran the B main to get started, and now we're right into features at 8 o'clock. A little different feel for some of these drivers racing in the daylight. Feature time.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll tell you, last night Mike Bowman laid a whooping on these drivers. He was lightning quick, but judging by the racetrack tonight, Mike Bowman could very well win this feature event, but I don't think he's going to walk away.
No, that last night, he even said it himself, you know, all those years in the laps in the small block modified on a dry, dusty track, he had all that experience, and it really did play in a factor, and he put a whooping on. Like, I don't think we've really seen in crate sprint cars since that division got formed here. I can't recall a time where someone just dominated like he did last night.
Doesn't happen very often. That is for sure.
So the cars getting lined up there over on the micro sprint track where our micro sprinters race every Thursday night. Of course, this week, Thursday and Friday, we are not racing here, but normally on a Thursday night, you can go back there and see those micro sprinters compete. And a number of our drivers on Friday night compete in the micro sprints on a Thursday night as well. So check them out. You're more than welcome to join. I think it's $5 or $10 for a spectator to go in and watch. I'm not sure which the price is, but nonetheless, it's pretty cool. And if you're a youngster that wants to get involved in racing, that's your minor league hockey per se, is our micro sprint division.
For sure.
They have a beginners division for those that are just getting their feet wet, and I've watched it a number of times, and I would feel very comfortable having my young child out there trying it for the first time. It's run very professionally as everything tries to get run here at Ohsweken Speedway.
It also serves as a great training ground for whether you're an announcer or an official. Yep. There's all sorts of roles you can take on back there and work your way up towards the big track. Hey, let's do another trivia giveaway.
Just going to say that.
Graydon Bunn is down there waiting for the first person who can give him the answer. Oh, let me see. We've already done that one.
Let's do it again.
Yeah, the same question over again. Okay. Here's a question about DJ Kennington. The first person who can go down and see Graydon Bunn, the fellow with the orange and white hat down at the start-finish line, when and where did DJ Kennington last run Super Clean as his primary sponsor? When and where did DJ Kennington last run Super Clean as his primary sponsor? Go down and see Graydon Bunn at the start-finish line for some autographed swag. And then, Graydon, you'll have to text me the answer because I don't know and people will want to know.
I'll make mention 50-50 right now at $2,180. $2,180 in the 50-50. Flag down the sellers in the pink T-shirts. And get in on tonight's draw as we see cars headed onto the racetrack.
Here's how they're going to line up for the 25-lap Action Sprint Tour feature event on the pole from Kitchener in the 50 LS. It's Adrian Staley. On the outside of row number 1 from Waterloo, the 19D, it's Alan Downey. Starting third from St. Catharines, the 71 is Mike Bowman. To his outside from Ancaster, the 51 is Trevor Young. Starting in fifth from London, the 7W is Caleb Wood. And starting sixth from Pierreville, Quebec, the 19 is Matthew Bardier. Starting 7th from Freelton, the 12 Double D is Darren Dryden. Starting 8th from Brockville, the 52 is Matt Billings. Starting 9th from Sydenham, the number 9 is Luke Stewart. Starting 10th from Waynfleet, the BS 39 is Brett Stratford. Starting 11th in the 49L out of Brantford, made a lot of repairs after last night's crash, but he's starting 11th tonight, it's Lucas Smith. Starting 12th from Oswego in the 77T is Tyler Paulus. Starting 13th in the 74 out of Rockwood, it's Rob Neely. Starting 14th from Port Colborne, the 5D is Jacob Dykstra. Starting 15th from Port Perry, the 4B is Daryl Peltier. Starting 16th in the 4 from St. Thomas, it's Jesse Costa. Starting 17th from Thamesford, the 7 is Eric Gledhill. Starting 18th from Rockwood, the 94 is Ryan Fraser. Starting 19th in the 08 out of Font Hill, it's Stephen Beckett. Starting 20th from Waterdown, the 5C is Connor Mahoney. Starting 21st from Brantford, the 88 is Lance Erskine. Starting 22nd from Oswego, the 99 is Joshua Hill. Starting 23rd from Brighton, the 39 is Jonah Mutton. And starting 24th from Georgetown, the 2M is Steve Murdoch. Problem for Jacob Dykstra on the front stretch. And Graydon, did we have a winner? Thumbs up, we had a winner. It was DJ Kennington, Barrie Speedway 2012. My counterpart, my other half, Greg, Dave Bradley, knew the answer. But that's because Dave Bradley is such a Barrie Speedway homer.
Well, that he's a whole lot smarter than you are.
Well, that's challenging, isn't it? You ever see those things in front of a car dealership that blow in the wind? Their IQ is close to mine.
You mean bacon?
Bacon. From our Halloween in July or June or whatever. We've had some fun events. Halloween in June, Christmas in August.
King of the Hill.
The crew here at Oswego does a great job. The junior fan club, there's so many things that should make you want to come back and enjoy this place. We have a lot of fun every Friday night, except this Friday. I think I'm going to go down to Route 1 Raceway this Friday and drive for super team owner Pete Gutler.
Oh, nice.
Because we have a night off. Well, Sean Gibbs already crashed his cart, flipped the thing, bruised himself from top to bottom. So,
is that a dirt track they have built down there?
Yeah, the Smolders run it.
Oh, nice.
Jonah Mutton is stopped on the racetrack as well as Jacob Dykstra headed back to the pit area. Don't know how much time officially you get. And we've got to welcome our fans watching from all over the world. I mean, we used to give a lot of shout-outs, Greg, and we can't keep up anymore. But I love seeing it. Last night we had someone watching from their truck in the Rocky Mountains. Tonight we got people from Kingston, Georgia, Coburg, Ontario. And, of course, the fans in the stands who have come from all over the place. And I know Rob, our campground, I don't know what you would call him, superintendent, manager, he has been riding around the last few days making sure everyone's having a good time. What a great host he is.
You need that.
Did you hear about Clinton Jeffrey?
Uh-oh. No.
Did you hear about homeless Clinton Jeffrey?
Uh-oh.
Arranged for, I believe it was 5 or 6 RV trailers to be brought out to the track because they had a lot of people that needed a place to stay. Stuart Friesen, some dignitaries. So everybody got their accommodations except for Clint.
Oh, man, I was fit to be tied last night. I apologize to Mary, Robbie, and Robbie grabbed me leg and goes, "Why didn't you just ask the campground supervisor? I knew where it was the whole time." I said, "Robbie, you don't have a cell phone. It's 2 in the morning."
At 4 o'clock this morning.
I'm parking a trailer in the campground parking lot. But I got a good sleep and we're ready to go. But, yeah, getting ready to go. It looks like all the problems are done here. We're ready to get these guys 4 wide.
And it's a measure of his character that Clinton Jeffrey made sure everyone else had a place to stay but before he was looked after, but it almost didn't work out for him.
All right, race fans, first feature of the night. It's for the Action Sprint Tour presented by Pinty's, and they are going 4 wide to salute you, the fans. So, folks, get up on your feet. Wave your program. Get out your flashlight on your cell phone again like we did last night. Whatever you got, wave these drivers on. They've come here to risk life and limb to put on a great show for you, the fans. Here they are. They are 4 wide and fancy for you, the fans. This is the Action Sprint Tour presented by Pinty's.
Nothing better than an appreciative crowd. And we have combined the fendered stock car fan with the wing sprint car fan. Yep, cell phone lights as the night goes on, folks. The next time we do this salute for the 360 sprint cars, and then of course later for the Pinty series cars, which will look really cool in the dark. Make sure you got your cell phone up with the flashlight on. It was just a really cool tribute. And like someone said to me today, you know, the drivers can kind of see if the fans are waving, but they can definitely see a grandstand full of cell phone lights.
All right, white flag displayed next time by. We'll come to the green flag with the Strickland pace truck ready to pull off on the backstretch. And how about we send this for our viewers at home, the sights and sounds of the crate sprints coming to life. A quick wick, fire it up.
And before we get to the green flag, Miles Hill offered his doghouse to Clinton if he ever has that kind of trouble again.
Same picture as one night ago. Mike Bowman out front. Darren Dryden in that second spot. He's trying to close ground, and boy, it's been crazy racing throughout the pack in this one. A lot of these drivers haven't run since qualifying a couple of hours ago, and then they're thrown right into the A-Main.
They've really got to take an educated guess at what the track will have done to choose the setup on the race cars. Whoa, Trevor Young just about clobbered the backstretch wall, was able to gather that in.
4 laps on the board in this one, 21 to go. It's all Mike Bowman once again in that 71 machine with Darren Dryden and Alan Downey running third. Really good to see for Alan Downey. He's someone that can compete for wins week in and week out, but he has had 0 racing luck this year.
No, it hasn't gone his way. Alan Downey running out there in the 3rd spot. Brett Stratford just moved into the top 5 in that 39 machine. The all-black number 39 of Brett Stratford, but out in front, Mike, I didn't think Bowman was going to be able to gap the field on this racetrack, but he's looking just like he did last night.
Darren Dryden tonight, though, is keeping pace with him. He's at least keeping him in sight. Last night, there was no one that could touch Mike Bowman, and Darren Dryden, who's been by far the consistently best driver this year, other than 2 rough nights, a flip, and some other problems. He's been the dominant driver here in 2022.
Bowman heading up the racetrack to go around the outside of Connor Mahoney. Darren Dryden is closing in. Heavy traffic for Mike Bowman. Dryden going to follow in his tire tracks.
Heavy traffic in front of the leader. Ryan Fraser, Trevor Young, and Jonah Mutton right there. Connor Mahoney between the top 2 as they work off the corner, this time by 9 on the board.
Bowman had to roll out just a little bit as he closed in on the back end of Trevor Young in that 51. But Darren Dryden struggling to get through the traffic as well. Bowman continues to hold that same advantage as we'll be 10 laps into this 25-lap race.
Mike Bowman puts Jonah Mutton a lap down with Darren Dryden in second. Third right now is Alan Downey. As we got 2 up high, Jonah Mutton trying to find his way to the pit area, and Trevor Young got boxed in behind him.
Yeah, he got on the outside of him, and Young just about had to stop up there on the flat in 1 and 2. Loses a lot of ground. We'll go back to find our leader. Coming off of turn number 2, he's with Jesse Costa a lap down. Now looking to put Caleb Wood a lap down, and Darren Dryden continuing to close the gap once again.
Shout out to Luke Stewart. We don't get a chance to see him very often. One of the Eastern Ontario drivers right there. He's in front of Brett Stratford holding down the 4th place. So good run for Luke Stewart tonight in car number 9 as Stratford just gets by him.
Couple of drivers right in front of Mike Bowman running the same line he is. Where is he going to go? He goes to the inside of Lance Erskine down into turn number 1. All up over the back of Tyler Powles. Powles gets sideways in front of the leader.
3 wide, they go down the backstretch. Bowman sneaks by on the bottom. Now Dryden boxed in behind Tyler Powles. They'll work it off of quarter number 4. 14 laps on the board in this one. As the laps wind down, 11 left here for the Action Sprint Tour presented by Pinty's.
Man, did Dryden ever pitch it into the corner sideways, drove it nice and straight down the backstretch. He'll get to the inside of a couple of lap cars. Once again, Darren Dryden is on the prowl as we're 15 laps into this 25-lap feature event. Here comes Darren Dryden, had a look to the inside.
That's the closest anyone's been to Mike Bowman so far this week. He's right there on the tail tank as they roll it off at corner number 4. Bowman will lead the lap, but Dryden will be right there following in his tire tracks.
Dryden pitches it a little bit higher into 1 and 2, then comes across the tacky clay towards the inside. 2 car lengths over the rear tail tank, behind the rear tail tank of the Mike Bowman 71. Dryden pitches it up to the wall on the front stretch.
Here they go back into corner number 1 with 17 on the board. 8 laps left to go. Dryden trying to get the run off the bottom in corner number 2 as Darrell Pelche right behind them goes up the bank. Will stay green flag racing. Leaders now catching the lap car of the 08 of Stephen Beckett.
He had a chance there. He looked to the inside, realized he couldn't do it, then went back up to the wall to get a good arc into 1 and 2. He missed his mark there in turn number 2. He'll lose a bit of ground to the race leader.
Meanwhile, Brett Stratford has moved into the 3rd spot as he's worked by Alan Downey. He's trying to close the gap on the leader, but he's a good half straightaway, or make that half a track behind the top 2.
Trevor Young again flirting with disaster up towards the outside wall. Mike Bowman gets to round Stephen Beckett. Now Darren Dryden going to have to try to do the same thing. What a move by Darren Dryden. He comes to the inside of the leader.
5 laps left to go, and Dryden and Bowman are right there, nose to tail, down in corner number 1. Box behind Connor Mahoney. Bowman finds an opening. He'll slip by. Dryden's got to get by or lose ground. He's going to lose ground to the leader.
Darren Dryden, man, that took a whole lap. He had a little miscue there the last time on the front straightaway. Cost him about 10 car lengths to the race leader. There's 4 laps to go.
Down the backstretch they go. Murdoch right to the outside wall as the leaders approach him. He holds on to the 2M. They roll it through 3 and 4. Now Dryden's got to close the gap, and right now he's only got 3 laps left to catch Bowman.
Bowman's looking good. Dryden continues to pitch the car sideways into turn number 1, then catch it straight in 2 to get a long run down the backstretch. Bowman heads to the outside of Rob Neely. This could be opportunity for Dryden.
2 laps left to go for Mike Bowman down into corner number 1. He's got a lap car between he and Darren Dryden. It's Rob Neely in the 74. He'll gain some ground down the backstretch.
Dryden going to have to head up to the outside of Rob Neely, trying to close in on Mike Bowman. Bowman up behind the slower car of Joshua Hill as the white flag flies.
Final time through 1 and 2. Bowman around the lap car of Joshua Hill. Darren Dryden's going to have to dig in deep in corner 3 if he's got anything left.
He's going to take a big swing. They're duking it out ahead of him. Slower cars. Mike Bowman going to take the checkered flag. Darren Dryden comes home second. Have a couple of breaths, race fans. Maybe a sip of your drink. Here comes Brett Stratford. He'll finish 3rd in the 39.
Then 4th will go to, how about this, Lucas Smith, after the way his car ended up last night. Back up into 4th. Luke Stewart, great run up into 5th. Matthew Bardier into 6th. Alan Downey 7th. Eric Gledhill from the B main up to that 8th spot. He came in 2nd place in points, so he has another good running. Matt Billings and Rob Neely, the top 10. Lone Wolf Fireworks lights up the skies. They very quickly get into Quick Wick Fire Starter, Victory Lane, and Mike Bowman doubles up this week at the Big O. Darren Dryden 2nd yet again here tonight. The only new face down there on the pad tonight will be Brett Stratford in the BS 39. Green to checkered.
24 cars take the green flag, and what a show. Heavy lap traffic. These drivers battled through it all. You know what these 3 drivers on the pad have in common? All 3 of them started out as road racers in go-karts as young kids.
Well, here they go. How about a big Ohsweken Speedway Quick Fire Starter Victory Lane welcome for your top 3 and your feature winner for the 2nd night in a row. Absolutely perfect so far in NASCAR week. The 71, Mike Bowman. Mike, what a week it's been. I mean, 2 straight wins makes hanging around here a bit more fun, but this car's just been on rails. You know, we talked about last night how your modified experience certainly helps on the dry slick track. There's a lot of tack out there still tonight, but your car handled both situations very well.
Yeah, I think track position was pretty big tonight. You know, we did kind of what we did last night, but freed up just a little bit more. And I don't know, it was pretty good, but a little more of a handful than last night for sure.
Mike, this car has been coming in really good. You know, you've been running so well for you. If you hadn't missed those couple races with your concussion earlier, you might have been in the points lead for this series.
Yeah, I mean, this year was all about not worrying about points and, you know, just spending some weekends with family and, you know, racing when we want. And, you know, if we have a reason to be at a racetrack, you know, we're there.
How about 2 wins in 2 nights? That's a pretty good reason to be at a racetrack.
Definitely.
How about for Mike Bowman, ladies and gentlemen? We get over and talk to Darren Dryden. Well, Darren, 2nd night in a row, you're up here too. A solid drive for you. You know, this is going to help you, but I know you want to be that 1 spot up. So Mike's stepped up here, really making you work for him lately.
Yeah, honestly, it was going through my head. Do I do it? Do I not? Honestly, I felt like I was the car to beat there. I just didn't have I was just being too patient. You know, points in the back of my mind. Should I go for the win? And we played it safe, and congrats to him on the win. He was definitely dominant this week. But yeah, a little bit of regrets, but super happy, super thankful for all the work Steve Gary has done to make sure this thing's top-notch every time. All the work that my father does, John Dryden, as well as Seb Rancourt for all his help, my mom, all my sponsors, all the fans for coming out, and obviously G-Force TV for what you guys can provide for us.
Well, thanks, Darren Dryden. Fans, Darren wrecked his car bad here last Friday. They rebuilt it, and he's got 2 podium finishes. Brett Stratford, welcome to Ohsweken Speedway. Been in this crate division for about 3 years now, but your first year at Ohsweken, you're really getting the handle. How's track conditions tonight, Brett? And congrats on 3rd.
Well, first of all, you're supposed to ask about my hair, not the track conditions.
What'd you do to your hair?
We can only afford half a haircut because this thing's costing too much damn money, so.
No, seriously, why'd you cut your hair like that?
I just do dumb things.
All right, well, third place isn't a dumb thing, Brett. What a drive, though, man. Adam brought it up. How cool is it that you three kids come out of road course go-karts, and here you are in the dirt sprint car world all battling each other?
Yeah, no, it just shows the era that we grew up in, right? I personally believe we grew up in the toughest era. You know, you just look at all the people that have made it, Stu Friesen, you know, blah, 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 the list goes on, right? I think we're in the best era, so.
Now, you're big friends with Stu. You josh each other on text messages quite a bit. What's he been saying to you the last couple of days?
Well, he gave me the finger out there when we were doing hot laps, and I ran into him, and I bent my nose out there, so.
There you go. Brett Stratford third, Darren Dryden second, and Mike Bowman 2 wins in 2 nights. How about it, Oshweekend fans, for the Crate Sprints, the Action Sprint Tour presented by Pinty's, putting on some amazing action once again. We'll be right back after a quick break live here on G-Force TV. We got the 360 sprint cars coming up after a very short intermission, and we'll be ready to go.
I've always had this spirit that I wanted to invent something new, and so when we got into clothing, I got immersed into it, and the only way that you would really understand how to build clothing is to become a pattern maker. That pattern maker concept started becoming very interesting to me because I went, I can make this better. Love it. Absolutely love designing. Doesn't matter whether it's a garment or an engine or a car, decals on our race cars. I love doing that. That's my forte.
Early man discovered fire, but Quick perfected fire. Quick is the only fire starter that guarantees to start your campfire, wood stove, or fireplace without the need for kindling or paper. Find your nearest Quick retailer at quickquick.com.
Back live on G-Force TV here at Oshweekend Speedway as we get ready for the Pinty's Knights of Thunder and their main event. And see up there on top of the tower, Adam Ross and Dave Bradley just about to shoot the opening and the intro, so we're going to need some PA silence. So, Spencer, we're going to throw it for another quick commercial break and give them a chance to record the opening for the TSN broadcast here at the Pinty's 100. So we'll take another quick break, let them do their work, and we'll be right back here at Oshweekend Speedway.
On the scene since 1949, Fast Eddie was born with a lead foot and a burning need for speed. His passion for speed and sport has been captured in this authentic collection of vintage-themed gear. Created for gearheads, riders, and racers, Fast Eddie truly encompasses the great Canadian racing culture we have from coast to coast. Drive hard, get dirty, and look good doing it. Fast Eddie Speedwear. Get geared up.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on G-Force TV.
Early man discovered fire, but Quick Wick perfected fire. Quick Wick is the only fire starter that guarantees to start your campfire, wood stove, or fireplace without the need for kindling or paper. Find your nearest Quick Wick retailer at quickwick.com.
So who exactly is Fast Eddie? More than just a man, it's the mindset that runs through our blood like oil through an engine. Whether on the track or on the street, Fast Eddie is the spirit that drives us to go fast and keep going. Born in 1949 with no time to look in the rearview mirror. Every story is worth telling, and every piece of Fast Eddie apparel has its own. Celebrate our mindset. This is Fast Eddie. This is combustion culture. FastEddieSpeedwear.com.
Welcome back live on G-Force TV here at Ohsweken Speedway, getting ready for the feature event for the Pinty's Knights of Thunder 360 Sprint Car Series. 25 laps will be the distance. And the cars lined up over there, just having a brief intermission here on G-Force, and we'll get things rolling. Don't forget, this Friday night on G-Force, we will not be in action here, as Ohsweken Speedway will be closed. And, of course, you can go to gforcetv.net for our full broadcast schedule of upcoming events here on G-Force TV. And just having a look right now, our next broadcast actually will be from right here at Ohsweken Speedway on Friday, August the 26th. And then the following night, the guys will head up to Sauble Speedway for the APC Series there as they start to wind down their 2022 season. And then we'll be right back here at Ohsweken Speedway live on September the 2nd before we head to Brighton Speedway for two big nights. The Labor Day Classic weekend, it'll be the Knights of Thunder and the Action Sprint Tour there for two nights, September 3rd and 4th. Then we come back here to Ohsweken Speedway on Friday the 9th, and that heads into Ohsweken Speedway's big Sprint Car Nationals weekend, September 16th and September 17th, all live here on G-Force. And then the APC Series will conclude their season right here on G-Force TV, September 23rd and September 24th, up at Delaware Speedway on the Friday nights, the Quick Wick Super Stocks. And then on the Saturday, the APC Series will crown their 2022 champion. And our live broadcasts this year will end on September 30th and October 1st at Humberstone Speedway down in Port Colborne, Ontario. Make sure you make your way down there to see the Knights of Thunder and Action Sprint Tour conclude their 2022 seasons as well down at Humberstone Speedway. Terry Vince has done a phenomenal job down there getting that track in great shape, as well as Delaware for the APC Series finale and the Quick Wick Super Stocks. If you've not been to Delaware in some time, the folks there have put on a lot of work and really made that place beautiful again, and some tracks you'll definitely want to get to here as the race season sadly starts to wind down, and lots of other broadcasts still taking place here on G-Force TV through the coming months. And of course, we've got our light broadcasts from Merrittville Speedway. They are recorded every Saturday night and then played later on in the week, so you can check out those Merrittville Speedway events and the Humberstone events. They have a race coming up this weekend. It's the 8th annual Pete Costco Memorial, so make your way down to Humberstone Speedway this Sunday night August the 21st. And lots of action going on down there at Humberstone. You can go to humberstonespeedway.ca for the full lineup of who all is in action, what money is on the line. I know they also have a rib fest going on. Well, it's a big rib barbecue going on down there before the race on Sunday night down at Humberstone. So make sure you make your way down there and check out some action as the season does wind down. And we'll have all kinds of action here on G-Force TV, whether it be live or light or whatever it is. We'll have it for you here. And, of course, the guys, Adam and Clinton, on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock with Race Rivals Race Chat. You can check that out as well and keep up to date on all of the racing action here locally in Ontario and across Canada and the Northeast as well. And Adam and Clinton do a great job with that. Usually this will be the night. Actually, they'd be mid-form right now at 8:30 on a Tuesday night with their Race Rivals Race Chat. But right now, obviously, here with the racing, they'll be back at it next Tuesday night right here on G-Force TV. And, of course, Cam Harris does a great job with the Pinty's report as well. So check that out on G-Force TV. You can look us up on YouTube, Facebook as well. And get ready. As you see some of the track prep being done here, the push vehicles down around the bottom side, just pushing in some of that moist and tacky clay that's right down there by the blocks and working that in. We got the Knights of Thunder all ready over there on the warm-up track as they get ready to go for their 25-lap main event here tonight. And again, we're just waiting for the Hollywood boys up on the roof here to shoot their TSN opening. Dave Bradley, Adam Ross are up there, and I wonder what Dave's standing on up there. Because I know when we did the Rev TV, the intros up there, I was standing on a camera case so that I wouldn't look so short next to Adam Ross, and there they are. Adam in all his wisdom. Look what he... This is where we need a telestrator. So there's Adam's left hand, and he's reaching out, give me burger, give me burger. I like a little mayonnaise spread right across. And Dave's just like, yeah, come on, Potts, get this over with. Stop talking. He's been talking pretty much the entire time, has he not, Darren? We should turn your mic on, Darren, and we could just talk to our G-Force crowd as we watch it. Oh, Dave Bradley got a chance to talk here. Wait till Adam comes back and finds out what we've been saying about him. Yeah, he's definitely saying this is a historic night. Most nights with him are hysterical, not historical. Oh, yeah, when Dave gets to talk, it's historical. You're right. But great crowd here tonight at Ohsweken Speedway. I'm glad you could tune in on G-Force TV. Once again, Saidhead says that Dave's probably standing on a Rubbermaid stool. I wouldn't doubt it because he looks pretty even there with Adam up on the roof. But still to come here, as I mentioned, we have the Pinty's Knights of Thunder. They will compete, and then our G-Force broadcast will end. And the NASCAR Pinty Series will go with the Pinty's 100, and that will be over on Flow Racing, or you can get it on the TSN app. So those are the two places where you can watch the Pinty's 100. For the NASCAR Pinty Series, their first ever feature event on dirt. They ran their qualifying heats a little bit earlier on here tonight, and they are getting ready to make history here at the Big O as we take some looks around the speedway right now, the backstretch wall cam and that brand new backstretch wall that they put in during the last couple of years, concrete all the way around, down the backstretch at least, and beautiful work that's been done here. The new VIP suite now off of corner number 3, and a beautiful building back there as well. And if we don't get very good shots from where we're looking right now, because down over in the pit area, they've paved a good portion of that, and it's quite a spectacle to see in the pit area now with all the work that's been done over there. Pit side here at Ohsweken Speedway. So Glenn Stiers and the Ohsweken Speedway staff have done an incredible job in just making this a beautiful facility. They continue to grow. And the nice thing was, of the last couple of years, you heard so many rumors, oh, this track won't open again, and things are going to stay closed forever, and Glenn just kept building. Even though we didn't know when we were going to be able to open here at Ohsweken Speedway, we knew eventually we would be able to, and Glenn just kept building and building and has done some incredible work here at Ohsweken Speedway. So, again, a tip of the cap to him as things continue to build here, and I think that thing that you saw in the shot, that's where we're sitting up here in the announce tower. I think that's eventually going to be another upgrade and improvement here at the Speedway. We're hoping for washrooms. in the next one, in the next generation of our tower. But it served a good purpose up here for it. We're appreciative to be able to be here and call the races at Ohsweken Speedway every Friday night and for these special events. And for those tuned in that didn't come this week, I'll say this. You definitely need to come for the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals on the 16th and 17th if you like camping, or even if you don't. There's plenty of good hotels in the area. Brantford is only about 20 minutes away. Hamilton's not too far either. And plenty of places to stay. You get a chance to check out the Burger Barn and some of the other great restaurants and that in the area. And come and join us and see the Crate Sprint Car Nationals on the Friday night and the 18th running of the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals on the Saturday night. $10,000 to the winner there in that event. And that is our traditional weekend for the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals. So we expect to see a lot of cars that weekend. Back to where we're normally in, somewhere around the 60 to 70 car range for that Canadian Sprint Car Nationals weekend. So mark that on your calendar, OhswekenSpeedway.com, for all the information on that. And get booked and ready to go to the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals if you've never done it before. So it looks like race cars are headed out onto the racetrack. The Strickland Pace truck will pull down here on the front stretch. And we're going to get ready to go here with this feature event. And hopefully we can get Adam and Dave off the roof here, and we'll let the live crowd hear us. But we'll get cars out here on the track, and then once we're ready to start giving the lineup, we'll go live to the PA. But nonetheless, cars on the racetrack now getting ready to go for 25 laps for the Pinty's Knights of Thunder 360 Sprint Car Series. Who will take home the next sword here in 2022? A cool keepsake. Instead of a trophy for the Pinty's Knights of Thunder, they get that huge sword, kind of like Excalibur, I guess, that you get to take home with you and hang it on the wall. Jordan Poirier had enough last year to be Edward Scissorhands. That's how many he had. He, I think, picks up something like 8 wins last year, and it was crazy how good he was last year with the Pinty's Knights of Thunder. But we'll see who will take home the sword tonight. Last night it was Paulie Colagiovanni, and you can see from the speed shot, he's right dead center in the screen there, that bright yellow number 10C. He was the winner last night. The guy that finished second, well, right to the left of him there, that white number 52 is Stuart Friesen. We'll see what he has for the field here tonight. He was so close to Paulie Colagiovanni and just ran out of room on the front stretch and couldn't work by the driver to Cicero, New York. But it's going to be another good one here tonight, 25 laps the distance here for the Pinty's Knights of Thunder 360 Sprint Cars. All right, we are ready to go with the Pinty's Knights of Thunder 360 Sprint Cars, our A-main event. Starting lineup looks like this. Going from the pole out of Scotland, Ontario in the 47X, that's Dylan Westbrook. To the outside from Port Colborne in the 5D, it's Jacob Dykstra. Going from third from Mississauga in the 17X, it's the highlight man, Mac DeMann. And rolling off fourth out of Mount Bridges, the 45, it's Nick Sheridan. Starting from fifth from Brantford in car number 10, it's Downtown, Mitch Brown. And going from the sixth spot out of Brantford as well, his younger brother in the Little Ben 110, it's Jake Brown. Starting seventh, that's where we find Josh Hansen at Beamsville in the 88H. And alongside him, the winner last night from Cicero, New York, the 10C, Paulie Colagiovanni. Starting in the ninth spot from Tilsonburg in the 13 machine, that's Corey Turner. And to his outside, from Warrnambool, Victoria, Australia, the 20 car, it's Braden Cooley. Going from 11th, Jordan Thomas out of Harding, Pennsylvania in the 79. To his outside from Grimsby in car number 90, it's Travis Cunningham. Starting in 13th from right over there in corner number 2 in car number 0, the Ohsweken Flyer, Glenn Stiers. And starting in 14th out of Dunnville in the 15, it's Ryan Turner. Going 15th out of St. Mathieu de Belleville, Quebec in the 28, it's Jordan Poirier. And to his outside, starting 16th, it's Racing Jason Barney out of Brewerton, New York in the 87. Starting 17th out of Sprakers, New York in the 52, the runner-up last night, it's Stuart Friesen. And to his outside from Hamilton in the 01K, Mikey Krotchka. Starting 19th from Ohsweken in the 68, it's Aaron Turkey. And going from 20th, Tyler Rand from Picton in the 84. 21st starting spot, We'll find Holly Porter from Dorchester in car number 1. And her outside with a couple of wins this year from Binbrook in car number 9, it's Liam Martin. Rolling off 23rd from Fenwick in the 14H, it's the Red Rocket, Jim Hoopenden. And starting 24th and in the final spot from Niagara Falls in the 70, it's Bailey Hurd. 24 drivers, 25 laps the distance. The Pinty's Knights of Thunder 360 Sprint Car Series A main event. Push trucks getting the call to start to get these cars fired up and ready to go with the last race for a little bit for these sprint car teams. They're going to give a bit of a break now. No Friday night racing here at the Big O. They get to catch their breath.
Greg, when was the last time you were on the roof of this tower?
Probably with you. 2019 Canadian Sprint Car Nationals.
Well, sweet baby Jesus, those railings are not what they once were.
A little wobbly?
Oh my God.
Well, guys, you ready?
Yeah.
Race fans, are you ready to see the 360 sprint cars here at Ohsweken come to life? We need to hear you make some big Ohsweken noise. Give it to us. 1, 2, 3, let's hear ya. All right, push trucks, let's go.
Let's bring these 360 sprint cars to life. Cars getting pushed off. Boy, oh boy, Adam, after last night, Stuart Friesen, great race. But the way Paulie Colagiovanni ran the entire evening, it's going to be hard to beat this guy.
It's going to be super hard. Kevin Lovey's his crew chief. Left Glenn Steyer's Racing about a month ago, maybe a little more than that. He came back here with one mission in mind. That was to take the money at the Canadian Sprint Car Nationals. John Brush from Corpac, he's added more money to tonight's purse. Kevin Lovey's and Paulie Colagiovanni, they want to take even more from tonight's race.
Yeah, $5,000 on the line here tonight for the winner. And a lot of the field getting pushed off and ready to go. 25 laps the distance here tonight. Again, this will be the final race of our G-Force TV broadcast before things flip over to Flow Racing and the TSN app for the NASCAR Pinty Series 100 lap event, the Pinty's 100.
Yeah, and that'll still be a lot of fun, Greg. It'll be the same cast of characters, you and I calling the action. I believe we have Clinton Jeffrey trackside. I'm not sure if they worked that out or not. A couple of changes today because Todd Lewis couldn't make today's event, unfortunately. What a disappointment that is. Todd couldn't be here. But there are people to fill every role. Bailey Hurd in that Dottie Creek number 70 machine out of Niagara Falls. He has been very quiet. Well, I shouldn't say he's been quiet. We have been very quiet. We talk a lot about the young racers, Josh Hansen and Nick Sheridan and Liam Martin and DJ Christie, but Bailey Hurd has done a heck of a job behind the wheel of that 70 machine in his own right.
He really has, and he doesn't work out of a huge shop either. He does a lot of this on not a big budget to work with, and he's very talented. Another one of those drivers that's worked his way through the micro sprints, and he's just very cool, calm, and collected. Doesn't get out of sorts. From his first laps in a full-size sprint car, he has not looked out of place one bit at all.
No, not at all. And I'll give a shout out to Miles Hill. He says, you a Hollywood guy now. He's enjoying the stream, of course. Miles Hill, Town Line Variety. He owns the car Dylan Westbrook drives.
Yeah, you may want to go back and watch the replay on our play-by-play of you up on the roof with Dave. It went live to G-Force. We muted the crowd, but G-Force had a fun time.
What did we do?
Oh, we just did. We were hoping for the telestrator, but we made Dave look great, but you maybe not so much. So you can watch that later.
Yeah.
That was my present to you, bud.
You got to be careful, because when the cameras turn off, I can be a little bit offside. Those are career-ending moments right there. The red light's not on the camera. I can't be responsible for what falls out of my mouth. Okay. Greg does the official bit, but folks, pull out those cell phones, fire up your flashlights.
Next time by the grandstand on the front stretch. They're going to salute you, the fans up here, and then they'll take another trip down the back stretch. Look at those lights already going back there. The field lined up behind the Strickland Pace truck. Wave these drivers on. Get up on your feet. Stretch your legs here. It's been a little bit of a break, but let's send these drivers on. They are 4 wide and fancy for you, the fans. This is the Pinty's Knights of Thunder 360 Sprint Car Series. All right, backstretch next. It's your turn. Plenty of lights back there. There's got to be more flashlights back there. Come on, let's go. Wave it on.
Come on the
backstretch. There we
backstretch.
go. Look at that.
Whip them out.
Well, no.
Cell phones.
Look at that. Great job, Ohsweken Speedway. 25 laps of battle. Ready to go.
So last night, Dylan Westbrook just didn't look like himself in that 47X. Not sure what was amiss on that race car. You know he wants to redeem himself here tonight. He's got a whale of a starting spot to try to get it done, Greg.
Yeah, here we go. Dylan Westbrook looking for redemption. Jacob Dykstra on the outside didn't get to start in the Action Sprint Tour main event. Had problems in that car. And here we go. 25 laps the distance. Green flag in the air.
Westbrook with the launch on the inside. He'll take the lead down the back straightaway. My goodness, contact between Jake Brown and Josh Hansen.
How did they not crash? What a save there by Josh Hansen to not totally barrel over the Little Bend 110. Out in front, it's Dylan Westbrook, Nick Sheridan, and a side-by-side battle, Dykstra and Mitch Brown on the bottom.
Mitch Brown down on the inside. Jacob Dykstra up high at the front. It's Dylan Westbrook using the bottom of the racetrack through the turns. He lets it come up off the turn about halfway up the straightaway. He'll lead the way, and Nick Sheridan had trouble there in turn number 2, loses some ground.
Down the front stretch they work. Dylan Westbrook over Nick Sheridan, Mitch Brown. Then it's Jacob Dykstra and Mac DeMann. Paulie Colagiovanni trying to click up near the top 5. Here he is to the outside of Josh Hansen in 2.
Look at the rear brakes on the Mitch Brown number 10. Already glowing orange sparks coming off those brakes. He's using them hard in the early going as we've got Jake Brown stopped at the entrance to the pits.
So that puts us under the caution flag for the first time with 4 on the board and 21 to go. The Little Bend 110 comes to a stop on the high side of corner 2, right to the entry of the pits. And trying to see if there was something wrong in the left front. Maybe not, but there we go. No, it's okay.
Is that your personal TV tonight, Greg? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, when did that get turned? That's great, though.
Yeah,
I like it better this way.
I guess you would.
That's fantastic. Oh, that was when you tripped. You gracefully left the tower and took all the cords with you.
I don't know when you got so flexible that you could stick your foot out that far as I was walking out.
I thought it was your wife, actually.
Things have really escalated.
Be nice, Darren.
Well, guys, they have backed the Jake Brown 110 back up. He is going to lock it back into gear and get pushed off. Doesn't like there's any problems on the Little Bend 110. He is going to get shoved off and be right back into the mix here.
So look at that Brown's Auto Service, Strode's Barbecue, Hills Tire and Gas Machine back on track and ready to go.
We still have people parking and coming in. It's crazy out there. I keep getting messages from Tina, and she says we're packing them in the blue line, so they're going to miss the race if they don't get here soon.
Well, there's people that have been here for a week now, Clint.
That's what I'm saying. No excuse. We've been open since last Wednesday.
White flag double file restarts here last night and tonight. Typically we have single file restarts in our sprint car division, but race director Doug Leonard said it went so well last night with double file restarts, we're going to try it again tonight. That's got to make Nick Sheridan happy behind the wheel of that 45. Dylan Westbrook leads the way in the 47X. Mitch Brown runs third in the number 10. Jacob Dykstra hanging in there in that 5D. He maintains the 4th spot. Then it's the highlight man, Mac DeMann in the 17X, running 5th.
Here we roll back to the green flag. Dylan Westbrook shoots off a corner 4 and a big lead down into corner number 1. Sheridan up top trying to roll that side, but here comes Brown on the bottom. He'll take second away.
Little further back, I'm watching Corey Turner, Jason Barney, Jordan Poirier, and Stuart Friesen battle outside of the top 10. But at the front, the top 3 streaking away. A great 3-car battle with Dylan Westbrook leading the charge.
Tricky Nicky back there in that 3rd spot, hanging with 2 wily veterans. Hard to believe we're calling Dylan a veteran, but he really is now at this point. And Sheridan shoots back by Brown on the outside. Brown rolling down on the inside, though, and here comes Sheridan. He's got a good run, trying to charge on Westbrook.
Nick Sheridan really balancing that fine line through turns 1 and 2. He'll try to challenge for the lead off of turn number 4. New race leader, it's Nicky Sheridan.
Wow, what a power move around the outside. Not many people do that to Dylan Westbrook here at Ohsweken Speedway, but Nick Sheridan just did it. He's got that Pride Seeds Vibrant Farms 45 smoking out front in the lead.
He'd love to do this in front of his brother, in front of his parents. A family affair. Racing takes them all over the country. It is very rare for the two to race together on the same night, different divisions, but both of them in competition.
16 laps left to go, and look, Policoli Giovanni is trying to work his way up there and challenge the leaders. He's right there behind Mitch Brown as Nick Sheridan nearly caught the wall on the backstretch.
That was close as Dylan Westbrook closes that gap. Nick Sheridan still working the high side. We've got a problem for Jason Barney. He's off the pace. I believe he's going to make it back to the pits in that 87 machine.
Challenge for the 6th spot. Here comes Ryan Turner down to the inside of Mac DeMann, as I saw sparks right in front of that. I think it was Mitch Brown, just the brakes again. And now Mikey Krutchka with problems. He'll go up to the top side out of the pit area.
Mitch Brown back underneath Policoli Giovanni. Glowing orange brake rotors, sparks flying out the back of that 10 machine, but he's running pretty quick out there.
Ryan Turner, I think, is closing the gap on these top 4 as they go at it. It's Sheridan out in front. Then the 3-car battle is Brown and Cola Giovanni down to the inside of D-Dubs down in 3.
They both get around Dylan Westbrook as we're halfway through. 13 laps in, 12 laps to go in this sprint car event. What a show!
Nick Sheridan riding that outside. Here comes downtown Mitch Brown, wheel to wheel in quarter number 3. He's got his little brother right in front. Jake Brown steps upstairs, so Mitch Brown goes low. Here comes Policoli Giovanni to make it a 3-horse race.
How long can the brakes hold up on that number 10 of Mitch Brown as he dips to the inside of brother Jake Brown? Nick Sheridan dropping back as Policoli Giovanni sails it down into turn 3.
Wow, that took a lot of guts to make that move for Policoli Giovanni. Now he shoots back out to the wall, looks around the outside of Mitch Brown down in corner number 1. Wheel to wheel through 2. Down they go down the backstretch. Nick Sheridan, he's long from out of this as well.
Nick Sheridan not giving up in that 45 machine. We're about to have a 6 or a 7-car battle at the front. What a show here at the Big O.
2 cars moving quickly towards the front is that 15 of Ryan Turner. He's up to 4th, and along behind him is Dylan Westbrook, still right there in the thick of it as they caught these 3 guys out in front.
And Stuart Friesen in the 52 machine just pulled a slide job on Braden Cooley. Cooley back to the inside. He'll take the spot back, but out in front, Mitch Brown leads the way with a slim margin over Policoli Giovanni.
Cola Giovanni works the outside line now, trying to get some bite off that 4th corner. He'll roll it out with lots of power at the line, takes the lead on lap 18.
Takes the lead and comes right down in front of Mitch Brown, but he couldn't hold it to the bottom. Mitch Brown can as they race down the back straightaway behind Jim Hoopinen.
That Nitro 54 variety, number 15, of Ryan Turner. He's closing ground quick. He's down to the inside of Nick Sheridan, looking for the 3rd spot at the line.
It's a new ride for Ryan Turner in the last month. They've had their growing pains trying to get things right for the driver, but he looks pretty stout here tonight.
Mitch Brown gave it all he had, and now Policoli Giovanni looks like he's starting to pull away from the rest of the pack as he'll catch some lap traffic, and it's Jordan Thomas in his sights.
Ryan Turner is going to have his presence felt before the end of this one. Cola Giovanni by a dozen car lengths over Mitch Brown, still in heavy traffic off of turn number 4. He's got nowhere to go with Glenn Stiers down low and Bailey Hurd up high.
Cola Giovanni right through the middle of corner number 2. As Stiers to his bottom, he'll work down to the inside of Hurd down in corner number 3. Mitch Brown in the second spot. He's about to feel the pressure of Ryan Turner. Turner rolls to the outside in that Nitro 54 variety, number 15.
Next time at the stripe, it'll be 2 laps to go. It is Paulie Cola Giovanni extending his advantage over Mitch Brown. Ryan Turner closing the gap as they race into turn 3.
It wasn't quite as easy tonight. He had to start in 8th. Did Paulie Cola Giovanni. But he's pulling away right now from that battle for the second spot. Ryan Turner down to the inside of downtown Mitch Brown. He'll take over the runner-up position.
Down through 3 and 4 for the final time. Next to the final time, Paulie Cola. I saw Dave reach for the checkered flag, and I'm sure there was another lap.
And there is half a lap left to go. Mike Bowman did it twice in the Action Sprint Tour. Paulie Cola Giovanni will do it in the Knights of Thunder and win for the second night in a row. Ryan Turner second at the line over Mitch Brown, Nick Sheridan, and Dylan Westbrook.
What a battle, what a race. 6th through 10th, we've got Stuart Friesen, Corey Turner, Braden Cooley, McDeman, and Jordan Poirier. I completely lost my mind. I saw Dave Huntinger reach for the checkered flag. I thought, I missed a lap. Where did it go?
How about the run for both first and second? Paulie Cola Giovanni didn't have it easy. He had to start back in the 8th spot. He drives to the win. And Ryan Turner back in 14th after last night blowing the motor in the Nitro 54 variety, number 15. And he drives up to the second spot from 14th. So a great run for Ryan Turner. Paulie Cola Giovanni the winner. And downtown Mitch Brown back on the concrete here again tonight as Lone Wolf Fireworks lights it up down in Quick Wick Victory Lane. The Lone Wolf Fireworks, the official firework provider of the Big O.
Paulie Cola Giovanni, $15,000 richer after the last 2 nights of racing here at the Big O, but he earned them. What a show he put on. Clinton Jeffrey is down in Quick Wick Victory Lane.
Paulie Cola Giovanni for the second night in a row. As you mentioned, Adam, dominating the field. What a homecoming it is for Kevin Lovey's here as he gets ready to roll. Paulie going up top. He gets the Knights of Thunder sword. He picks up the Epic Racewear checkered flag, and he's ready to celebrate 2 for 2 and NASCAR Week at Ush Weekend. Paulie, what a drive, man. That's 2 for 2. You going to race every Friday or what? I hear you're going after the All-Star Tour this weekend.
Yeah, we're going to load up with some confidence from this weekend, absolutely. I mean, the car was hooked up again all night. I was a little nervous at the beginning. I didn't know if we had what it takes, but I moved my line a little bit, and the car was hooking up.
What a drive. Track majorly different tonight from last night. Talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. The top kind of was fading a little bit, but there was a wicked bottom, and I really didn't notice it until about the last 5 laps in 3 and 4, but the track was good all in all, and hopefully the Pinty's cars have a good race.
Right on, Paulie. Thanks for coming up. Congrats on $15,000 in 24 hours.
Thank you.
How about it, ladies and gentlemen? He's going home with a bunch. Let's get over here and talk to Ryan Turner. Ryan, great drive here with your new team. Shows you got the talent to get it done. It wasn't necessarily the car, man. Great job. And I know Nana Coke and these guys give you a fantastic piece as well. You were coming, but just not enough time.
Yeah, we started our Monday, Tuesday off on the wrong foot, losing the motor and the rear end the first night. And these guys behind me worked all night and all day to get it back together, and you can tell they did an awesome job. I can't thank Dan enough for giving me the opportunity to wheel a 15. And tonight we could kind of show them what we could do. It hadn't been that way the last two nights, so that was awesome.
Right on. Ryan Turner will finish second. Get over here and talk to Mitch Brown. Mitch, you were coming there. What kind of brakes you run on that car, man? This thing is shooting sparks worse than our fireworks, but it runs the bottom like Jack the Bear.
Yeah, I sort of ran out of brakes there. I used them up too early there and should have just been a little more patient, and I just kept missing the bottom there, and pretty much the place you had to be. But decent run here. Wish we were 2 spots better.
Right on. Mitch Brown third, Ryan Turner second, and Paulie Colagiovanni for the second night in a row will grace quick fire starter victory lane here at Ohsweken. We'll be right back live on G4's TV with the Pinty's 100 coming up, and we will say goodbye to you because you'll have to move over to the other channels to catch it.
All right, so that will wrap things up for our folks watching on G4's TV. Want to thank you for tuning in the last couple of nights for some great action, Adam. We saw everything that we expected and more.
It's been a lot of fun. It's just a privilege to put on these races for you and be joined by such a fantastic audience. And folks, head over to Flow Racing. Fantastic service, lots of phenomenal racing. If you have the TSN app, or if you're a subscriber at any cable or satellite service provider in Canada that gets TSN, you can usually log in that way and watch the race there.
So that will wrap things up here on G4's TV. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back live here on Friday, August the 26th for some Friday night excitement. On behalf of Clinton, Jeffrey, Adam Ross, I'm Greg Kelman saying so long to our G4's TV fans. This copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of G4's TV. G4's TV would like to thank you for your support and for watching today's broadcast.